Today, the entire market is experiencing a recovery. The cost of the Shiba Inu is currently being evaluated. Analysts are dropping their signals. It was halted by nearly 468 trillion Shiba Inu. Coinbase has recently executed an unprecedented action. Eventually, it will be accessible to all. Elon Musk intervened and disclosed an initiative that would alter the course of history. This could potentially result in a significant increase in the pricing of Shiba Inu. What is happening? Furthermore, what is the subject of my discourse? Well, allow me to elaborate. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. Today did not appear to be a favorable day for Shiba Inu. The price experienced a slight decline, with a decrease of approximately 4% from yesterday. It is certainly disappointing, particularly in light of the fact that Shiba Inu was experiencing a period of success just a few days prior, with the developers making significant announcements. However, what about today? It appears to be a completely distinct atmosphere. This has left a significant number of individuals feeling dubious, as they are uncertain as to whether the price will continue to decline or if it will shortly make a comeback. The confusion is genuine. However, there was a brief period of improvement. However, it is still not appearing to be particularly warm. So will this recession conclude in the near future? Time will ultimately determine the outcome. However, this decline may in fact be indicative of a more profound issue, as one analyst noted in a technical analysis. He maintains that Shiba Inu has been incapable of transgressing a critical resistance threshold. In reality, it is not even remotely comparable. The 26 EMA remains the market's initial and most formidable obstacle, as evidenced by the most latest price movement. It is intriguing that the level of approximately 468 trillion Shiba Inu, which was previously a region in which a significant number of investors were still profitable, has now become a solid wall. It was once a critical point where individuals were generating income. However, it is now functioning as a formidable resistance zone, rendering it significantly more difficult for Shiba Inu to resume their upward trajectory. Additionally, data indicates that a significant number of Shiba Inu owners are currently retaining their losses. This indicates that the market's confidence is beginning to erode. The Shiba Inu has not yet recovered to that critical level, which is causing individuals to lose faith. It may be challenging for Shiba Inu to come back and re-enter the market in the absence of substantial buying pressure to its previous location. We may be in for a prolonged period of downward momentum or even more declines if the sentiment does not change. Traders are intently monitoring the $468 trillion Shiba Inu level. There is a possibility that it may break, which could result in the emergence of new bullish momentum. However, if it continues to struggle at that level, the situation may continue to deteriorate. In conclusion, Shiba Inu's inability to surpass that resistance level serves as a testament to the current market's instability and the cautionary nature of investors. Although some individuals remain uncertain about the future of the Shiba Inu, there is one aspect that has remained steadfast, regardless of the circumstances, and that is the community. The level of commitment is extraordinary. Today, it was reported that the number of Shiba Inu injuries has once again increased. Shiba Inu were incinerated in significant quantities within the past 24 hours. In reality, there are tens of millions. The transfer of over 44 million Shiba Inu coins to unspendable wallets resulted in their effective removal from circulation. Two anonymous billionaires, each transferring over 20 million Shiba Inu tokens, executed the two largest destroy transactions. It is quite extraordinary. In the last week alone, more than 82 million Shiba Inu coins were incinerated, taking into account the broader context. The combustion rate has actually increased by over 30% from the previous week. Therefore, despite the market's uncertainty, the community's dedication to decreasing the supply and fueling those fires is not likely to diminish in the near future. However, you may still be wondering, what is the actual situation? What was the reason for the price decrease? Well, let us step back and examine the broader context. Additionally, it appears that Bitcoin is adhering to the same pattern. Bitcoin's price is presently hovering around 105K, having fallen to the low 104K range. Additionally, it is undergoing a prospective correction. Analysts are intently monitoring Bitcoin to determine whether it will maintain its support or continue to decline. The price of Shiba Inu will undoubtedly be affected by the events surrounding Bitcoin. Therefore, it is not solely the Shiba Inu that is experiencing difficulties. Currently, the entire market appears to be experiencing pressure. However, there is a significant development that occurred today that is actually more significant than the current situation. Coinbase is officially returning to India after a year of absence, according to reports. After a lengthy hiatus, Coinbase, one of the largest global digital currency exchanges, is once again attempting to penetrate the Indian market. The centralized exchange system that was first launched in India in 2023 is being reintroduced. This time, they are collaborating with local partners to provide support for the entire operation and strategy. In March of the following year, executives from Coinbase are anticipated to visit India to engage in discussions with the Financial Intelligence Unit (FIU) as part of their endeavors to satisfy all applicable regulatory obligations. The relaunch could occur later in 2025 once they receive the green light. This is undoubtedly a significant development for Coinbase and has the potential to significantly disrupt the Indian crypto market. Therefore, what is the reason for the abrupt release of this information? A significant event for Shiba Inu. We should deconstruct it. Initially, the most prevalent cryptocurrency in India is Shiba Inu, as indicated by statistics. It was at one time even more ubiquitous than Bitcoin. This is particularly significant when considering the prospective market in India. Shiba Inu is poised to capitalize on the surge in new users to the platform, as Coinbase eventually returns to the country. The potential for a price increase in Shiba Inu is justified by the fact that a greater number of individuals in India will have the ability to purchase, sell, and trade the breed on Coinbase. The token's value is likely to increase as a result of the increased visibility it receives, which in turn attracts potential investors and holders. Coinbase is one of the largest exchanges for Shiba Inu owners, especially in the United States, which is another critical factor. Users on Coinbase account for a substantial portion of Shiba Inu's trading volume. Therefore, the Shiba Inu community globally is significantly impacted by this decision to re-enter the Indian market. It creates new opportunities for exposure and growth. Additionally, it could significantly strengthen the coin's market position, particularly if Coinbase is involved in facilitating its accessibility to a broader audience. As you may recall from our previous recordings, we discussed the possibility that Shiba Inu could eventually reach $1, as suggested by one analyst. Initially, that seemed quite unrealistic, correct? However, with the significant developments that have occurred, such as the relaunch of Coinbase in India, the significant fires that have been observed, and the general energy in the community, it is beginning to appear less improbable. Shiba Inu has consistently astonished us by regaining its composure or unexpectedly appearing. Is this the beginning of something even more significant? Potentially. The reality is that no one truly knows. However, the Shiba Inu may continue to surprise us as it continues to expand its community and implements these initiatives. Time will ultimately determine the outcome. Furthermore, that is not all. Another significant announcement was made today, and it pertains to none other than Elon Musk. He announced on Twitter that his AI company, xAI, will establish its own game studio. Now, this is the point at which the situation becomes intriguing. The potential inclusion of Web3 games in xAI's plans was noted by a Twitter analyst, which would have a significant impact on the entire industry. Therefore, who is in the best position to capitalize on this? Shiba Inu. For what reason? Due to its ongoing advancements in the Web3 gaming sector, which include the development of games such as Astronova and Shiba Eternity. As the Web3 gaming industry expands, Shiba Inu is establishing itself as a significant participant by developing its own games that are directly integrated into the broader ecosystem. The Shiba Inu may be in a prime position to capitalize on the current buzz surrounding Web3 activities if Elon Musk begins to invest in this sector. This is undoubtedly a substantial victory for the Shiba Inu, and it has the potential to significantly influence its price. Shiba Inu is presently ahead of the game with its own initiatives like Shiba Eternity and Astronova, particularly if Web3 games are among the plans of Elon Musk, who is entering the gaming space. The Shiba Inu's participation in the gaming industry is expected to garner significant focus as it continues to expand. We are all aware that attention typically results in increased demand, which could potentially drive the price up. Currently, the potential for development is further enhanced by the inclusion of individuals such as Elon Musk. Musk has consistently expressed his enthusiasm for parity currencies, particularly those that are inspired by canines, and he has previously demonstrated a significant amount of support for the Shiba Inu breed. His mere presence on social media platforms can generate substantial publicity for any initiative he endorses. In addition, if he were to begin supporting Web3 titles such as Shiba Inu, it could generate a surge of new interest within the community. We have observed the potential for Musk's tweets and public statements to cause a significant increase in prices. Additionally, if he promotes Shiba Inu's activities, or even references them in relation to his own endeavors, it could generate an entirely new level of enthusiasm. In light of the potential for XAI to enter the gaming industry and the potential support of an influential figure such as Elon Musk, Shiba Inu is in an ideal position to experience a significant increase in both its price and the popularity of its games. This could be an exciting period for Shiba Inu owners due to the convergence of innovative initiatives, a burgeoning Web3 sector, and Musk's optimistic stance toward caricature currencies. However, what is your perspective on this matter? Comment in the space provided below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up to see our most recent material, share it, and subscribe to the channel.